Welcome to our Hong Kong brief. I'm your host, Ginny. Today, we're talking about the fierce Super Typhoon Ragasa, which just slammed into southern China after causing devastation in Taiwan and the Philippines. With hurricane-force winds reaching up to 200 km/h, it brought flooding, landslides, and widespread evacuations across Hong Kong and Guangdong. Authorities have been on high alert, with millions being moved to safety, and the storm's impact has been nothing short of dramatic. Next, let's look at how Hong Kong is handling this storm. Despite the chaos, the city's stock exchange stayed open, and emergency shelters were quickly set up as over 700 flights were cancelled. The winds and rain caused damage and disruptions, but the city's resilience shone through. Meanwhile, the office market is bouncing back. Driven by mainland Chinese law firms and a booming IPO scene, leasing activity is on the rise, signaling a positive economic outlook amid the storm's chaos. Lastly, in lighter news, we see inspiring stories like Sophie Chan, a brave 9-year-old battling leukemia with positivity and creativity. Her story reminds us of the power of hope and resilience even in tough times. So, stay tuned as we keep you updated on these stories and more, right here on our Hong Kong brief. Please continue to enjoy the detailed content. CNN vividly reports the devastating impact of Typhoon Ragasa, which has torn through the Philippines, Taiwan, and now southern China with relentless fury. The storm's wrath in Taiwan was particularly catastrophic, causing a flood in Hualien County that claimed at least a dozen lives and left over 100 people missing amid raging waters and landslides. As Ragasa moved westward, it intensified into a super typhoon, with winds reaching 168 km/h, causing chaos in Hong Kong, where social media footage captured monstrous waves crashing into seaside hotels and surging over the harbor promenade. Trees were uprooted, scaffolding ripped away, and emergency alerts prompted a mass evacuation of over 1 million residents along the southern Chinese coast, illustrating the storm's destructive power on densely populated urban landscapes. Nikkei Asia emphasizes the storm's ferocity, describing Ragasa as a super typhoon with winds up to 200 km/h, which battered Taiwan and the Philippines before reaching Hong Kong. The storm's passage through Taiwan resulted in a barrier lake overflow and widespread destruction, with 14 fatalities and numerous injuries. In the Philippines, at least 3 lives were lost, and thousands displaced by floods and landslides. The storm's impressive satellite imagery revealed its vast size and intensity, with the eye of the storm visible from space, underscoring its status as one of the strongest storms of the year. The impending landfall in China's Guangdong province has prompted swift evacuations and emergency preparations, highlighting the region's ongoing battle with increasingly powerful typhoons. The Toronto Star vividly captures the chaos and panic in Hong Kong, where the storm's winds woke residents and caused widespread disruption. Streets were deserted as authorities ordered people indoors, and waves crashed over the city's eastern shoreline. The storm's maximum winds of 195 km/h caused structural damage, knocking down trees and damaging infrastructure, with about 13 injuries reported. Despite the destruction, the city's preparedness was evident, with over 1 million people evacuated in Guangdong province and many seeking refuge in temporary shelters. The storm's arrival has also led to the suspension of flights, closure of businesses, and significant stockpiling of supplies, illustrating the widespread impact of Ragasa on daily life and the economy. South China Morning Post offers a detailed account of the region's urgent response to Ragasa, which has been declared a Level 1 alert, the highest in China's warning system. Guangdong province has evacuated over 370,000 residents, and authorities have mobilized helicopters, drones, ships, and thousands of firefighters to mitigate damage. Major cities like Guangzhou and Shenzhen have shut down schools, transportation, and businesses, with flights cancelled and streets cleared of hazards. the storm's projected landfall between Taishan and Zhangjiang is expected to bring destructive winds and massive waves, with officials warning of potential flooding comparable to past catastrophic typhoons like Hado and Mangkhut. Preparations reflect the region's resilience and experience in handling such extreme weather events. Finally, the Associated Press provides a comprehensive overview of Ragasa's destructive journey, emphasizing its impact on multiple nations. Heavy rains in Taiwan caused rivers to overflow, destroying infrastructure and leading to numerous casualties, while in the Philippines, floods and landslides displaced thousands and resulted in fatalities. As Ragasa skirts close to Hong Kong and southern China, the storm's ferocity has prompted widespread evacuations, flight cancellations, and emergency responses. The storm's immense size and strength serve as a stark reminder of the increasing severity of natural disasters, with authorities and communities working tirelessly to prepare and respond to the relentless power of Typhoon Ragasa. The South China Morning Post shares the inspiring story of Sophie Chan, a fearless 9-year-old girl from Hong Kong battling B-cell acute lymphoblastic leukemia with unwavering positivity. Despite her diagnosis, Sophie maintains her vibrant personality, engaging in her favorite hobbies such as drawing, singing, and making YouTube videos that showcase her creativity and resilience. Her journey through chemotherapy is marked by her inventive spirit, drawing her cravings into characters like Corny Ketchy, which later becomes plush toys through the support of Make-A-Wish Hong Kong, a charity dedicated to granting wishes and spreading hope among critically ill children. Sophie's empathy shines brightly. She worries about her mother's health during her own ICU stay and donates her toys to bring comfort to others, exemplifying her compassionate nature. Her courage is further highlighted by her outspoken activism, such as addressing environmental issues and confidently speaking to influential figures, despite her young age. Her story is a testament to the power of hope, family support, and community, inspiring others to never give up in the face of adversity. South China Morning Post highlights Chopard's Ice Cube collection, which stands out with its minimalist, angular design that champions modernity over traditional ornamentation. The collection's signature motif, a simple cube, is reimagined on a larger scale, transforming into architectural sculptures with bold proportions, movement, and light. The modular necklaces, bracelets, brooches, rings, and earrings feature a rhythmic play of textures, mirror-polished surfaces contrasted with diamond-set elements that evoke a sense of purity, precision, and artistic expression. The collection's clean lines are inspired by Art Deco influences, yet push boundaries into volume and contemporary sculpture. Bella Hadid's campaign, shot against a futuristic cityscape, captures the jewelry's urban energy and empowering spirit, emphasizing sustainable craftsmanship with all pieces made from 18K ethical gold. Chopard's New York City soiree on the 55th floor of One Vanderbilt, with its mirrored gold decor and panoramic skyline, celebrated this innovative collection, blending architectural elegance with high jewelry, and drawing a glamorous crowd of icons and fashion insiders to toast Chopard's bold new chapter. The South China Morning Post vividly details how the financial world is increasingly turning to the Financial Dispute Resolution Center, FDRC, to manage conflicts discreetly and efficiently, especially in the wake of global financial crises like Lehman Brothers' collapse in 2008. The FDRC, established in 2011, acts as a neutral mediator for disputes involving retail investors and financial institutions, offering a faster, cheaper alternative to court litigation, which often exposes institutions to reputational damage. As fintech proliferates, bringing new complexities and confusions, such as misunderstandings over app interfaces or digital assets, FDRC has adapted by employing experienced mediators to bridge knowledge gaps and resolve misunderstandings. With upcoming regulations on stablecoins and other digital assets, the FDRC anticipates disputes arising from technological intricacies and plans to extend its neutral, calming resolution approach into this new frontier. Emphasizing the value of mediation as a form of Eastern wisdom, the FDRC boasts a remarkable 95% success rate in settling disputes, primarily involving mis-selling or administrative errors rather than fraud. Beyond dispute resolution, the center actively promotes financial literacy and mediation training, encouraging community members like teachers and social workers to develop their skills as mediators to foster trust, harmony, and ongoing relationships, highlighting a holistic, human-centered approach that blends traditional values with modern finance. The South China Morning Post vividly captures how the Beijing military parade marking the 80th anniversary of China's victory in the war against Japanese aggression resonated deeply in Hong Kong and Macau, evoking feelings of pride, reflection, and a sense of collective destiny. Beyond mere spectacle, the parade served as a potent symbol of national cohesion rooted in shared histories of hardship and resilience, such as the Battle of Hong Kong and Macau's wartime role. It showcased China's remarkable progress in defense technology, driven by efficient governance and a unified national strategy that extends beyond military strength to encompass pandemic response and disaster relief, fostering a sense of security and confidence in the region. The parade's display of order and discipline, echoing cultural traditions and emphasizing harmony, underscores China's vision of strength serving stability rather than dominance, fostering regional trust through transparency. For Hong Kong and Macau, this event was more than a display of power, it was an existential dialogue reinforcing their place within a unified Chinese identity, an affirmation that personal stories are intertwined with the nation's broader trajectory, inspiring a collective effort to uphold stability, openness, and long-term prosperity amid a changing global order. Nikkei Asia reports that Super Typhoon Ragasa, the most powerful tropical cyclone of the year, struck Hong Kong with ferocious winds reaching up to 200 kilometers per hour and relentless rain, causing the city to shut down completely and cancel over 700 flights. Streets turned eerily deserted as residents heeded warnings to stay indoors, while towering waves crashed over the eastern and southern shores of the financial hub. The storm, which had previously ravaged the northern Philippines and Taiwan, was forecasted to pass just 100 kilometers south of Hong Kong and maintain its super typhoon strength as it approached China's Guangdong province, threatening a region with over 125 million inhabitants. Amid the chaos, panic buying swept through supermarkets, with shelves emptied and shoppers queuing for hours, fearing prolonged closures. Authorities issued their highest alert, Typhoon Signal 10, and an amber rainstorm warning, with some streets already flooded. Rising sea levels, comparable to those during the destructive Typhoon Hado in 2017 and Mangkhut in 2018, prompted warnings of potential billions in damages. Tragically, a woman and her young son were swept into the ocean while watching the storm from the waterfront and are now in intensive care. The government responded by opening 49 temporary shelters serving over 700 evacuees, while the Hong Kong Stock Exchange chose to remain open despite the storm's severity. Meanwhile, Guangdong evacuated over 770,000 residents, and neighboring Macau issued the same highest storm warning, highlighting the widespread impact of Ragasa across the region. South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong's office market is experiencing a resurgence, fueled by a boom in IPO activity and increased demand from Chinese law firms and financial institutions. Leasing activity in August marked the fifth consecutive month of growth, with tenants occupying nearly 314,000 square feet of space, despite a marginal rise in vacancy to 13.5% and a slight rent decline of 0.2%. The market is showing signs of recovery, supported by a robust stock market and the return of financial sector activity, with notable deals such as Beijing-based Junhe Law offices leasing an entire floor at AIA Central, and U.S. firm Ares Management expanding in Gloucester Tower. The city reclaimed its status as the top IPO hub in the first half of the year, raising over $13.5 billion, with total proceeds reaching 118.2 billion Hong Kong dollars in August from 46 Chinese companies. Savills forecasts that if leasing trends continue, office absorption could rebound to pre-pandemic levels of 1.3 million square feet annually, potentially reducing vacancy rates to 6% by 2030 and prompting a rent recovery. However, the landscape for law firms is shifting. Between 2022 and 2025, their leased space shrank by 7%, with mainland Chinese firms expanding slightly while UK and US firms reduced their footprints, reflecting strategic right-sizing and exits from Hong Kong. Despite Central remaining a prime location, new law firm leases are expected to be limited but highly strategic, emphasizing quality over quantity as firms seek premium office spaces. South China Morning Post reports that Liang Wenchong views the upcoming national games in November as a pivotal moment for Chinese golf, offering a comprehensive health check for the sport's development across mainland China. Despite the nation's continued pursuit of its first male major champion, highlighted by Li Haodong's recent top 4 finish at the Open and his peak world ranking of 32, women golfers Feng Shanshan and Yin Runing have already achieved significant milestones by winning the Women's PGA Championship in 2012 and 2023, respectively. Liang, who made history as the first Chinese man to reach the world's top 100, emphasizes the importance of the Games as a gathering point for provincial talent, showcasing the growing standards and potential of Chinese golf. He believes Li Haodong's achievements could inspire more interest and talent development, stressing the need for increased sponsorship and infrastructure to support the sport's expansion. The competition at Hong Kong Golf Club from November 13 to 16 will see Li and fellow top players, including the reigning champion Carl Yuan, vie for individual glory, with Liang noting that the tournament's unique format across 3 regions, Hong Kong, Guangdong, and Macau, aims to boost awareness and enthusiasm for golf nationwide. Liang also highlights Guangdong's chances against strong teams from Shaanxi, Shanghai, and Hong Kong, emphasizing the skill required to excel on the course. Meanwhile, Kelvin C. Nye's pursuit of Macau's first National Games gold underscores the event's significance for regional pride, as he aims to leverage the competition to elevate his ranking and showcase Macau's burgeoning golf scene, all while preparing for upcoming tournaments like the Macau Open. South China Morning Post highlights the TikTok phenomenon of bright orange kojic acid soap bars that promise to fade dark spots and even skin tone, captivating many with their photogenic appeal and affordability. These soaps are derived from natural sources like mushrooms and fermented foods, working by inhibiting tyrosinase to slow melanin production, thus gradually evening out skin tone over time. While their popularity among melanin-rich individuals is undeniable, experts caution that the short contact time of rinse-off soaps limits their effectiveness compared to leave-on products like serums or creams, which allow for prolonged interaction with the skin. Despite their benefits, such as tackling hyperpigmentation and providing antioxidant support, kojic acid soaps are best seen as supplementary rather than primary treatments. They may cause irritation in some users, prompting brands to develop gentler, hybrid formulations with soothing ingredients. Ultimately, while consistent use of kojic acid soap can contribute to brighter, more even skin, it's not a quick fix or miracle solution. Effective results depend on integrating these soaps into a broader routine that includes sun protection and targeted treatments. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.